So, what does it really take to be a top-tier executive in the hospitality world? Well, it's a mix of smart strategy, deep operational know-how, and, most importantly, a real understanding of people. Today, we're going to profile a leader who brings all three to the table, and we'll look at their skills, their mindset, and the actual impact they make. Here's how we'll break it down. First, we'll get to know their executive profile. Then, we'll dive into the strategic strengths that really make them stand out. After that, we'll look at the measurable impact they've had, and then explore how they build an amazing service culture. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a quick summary and what's next. All right, first up, the executive profile. This is about more than just years on a resume. We're talking about a leader who has not only survived, but thrived in some of the most competitive hospitality markets you can find. With over 15 years in the game, this leader has seen it all. They've skillfully handled the unique worlds of both massive, full-service properties and the more streamlined, select-service hotels. And they've done it all within the frameworks of major world-renowned brands. And that versatility? It's built on some serious expertise. We're talking hands-on experience in regional sales and revenue management across multiple properties. They've proven they can win in tough Northeast markets, managing everything from huge full-service hotels with conference centers to the select-service and extended stay brands we all know. So, all that experience naturally leads to a really sharp strategic mind. This isn't just about managing day-to-day stuff. It's about a specific philosophy for boosting revenue and actively capturing more market share. At the heart of their strategy is an idea they call mutuality. And look, this isn't just a buzzword. It's a real commitment to being crystal clear. The idea is simple. Put everything out on the table. Be direct about what you're offering and what you expect in return, whether it's with a client or your own team. It just cuts through the noise and builds a solid partnership. This leadership style is backed by a really powerful set of skills. Because they've been a director of operations and a front office manager, they have this incredible 360-degree view. It helps them bring together departments that, let's be honest, often work in their own little worlds. They know how to connect the dots from pricing strategy all the way to pulling off a huge conference without a hitch. So that all sounds great, but what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's get into the results you can actually measure, because at the end of the day, a strategy is only as good as the impact it makes. This case study is a perfect example of their proactive style. They spotted a client who was booking meetings, but strangely, no rooms. That's a huge missed opportunity. Instead of just letting it slide, they reached out, and that one move led to them landing a major international conference. But they didn't stop there. By keeping the relationship warm, they got a crucial referral that turned into a long-term contract, bringing in steady revenue week in and week out. This same strategic thinking applies to how they manage the entire business. They go after that high-revenue, corporate and transient business during the week. You know, the kind that's tough to land but easy to keep. Then, they smartly fill the weekends and slow times with group business from the SMRF market. That's your social, military, educational, religious, and fraternal groups. And those smaller meetings, they use them as a foot in the door to build up to those bigger, more profitable accounts. And when you talk about events, the experience here is just massive. We're talking about personally planning and executing over 25 large-scale international conferences and incentive trips. That number isn't just about meetings. It's about handling incredibly complex logistics, understanding different cultures, and managing high-stakes client relationships from the first handshake to the final farewell. Now, of course, you don't get these kinds of results on your own. And that brings us to the real heart of their leadership, how they build a service culture and empower their people to be excellent. This quote, right here, just says it all. They see a hotel as way more than just brick and mortar. For them, the real value, the thing that makes a brand special, and the reason you win awards, it all comes down to the people who work there every single day. And this isn't just talk. You see it in their actions. For instance, instead of passing messages through managers, this leader actually learned Spanish to connect directly with the housekeeping staff. Talk about building trust. And instead of just signing a contract and handing it off, they personally see a group through their entire experience, from start to finish. It's all about getting ahead of problems before they even have a chance to start. So here's the million-dollar question. How do you actually get an entire team on the same page, delivering that brand promise day in and day out? Well, the answer is a combination of real belief and disciplined action. First off, this leader genuinely believes in the high standards set by top-tier brands, and that authenticity shines through. They don't see brand training as just a box to check, they use it to build a true service-first mindset. This creates a sense of team pride, especially when it leads to winning big service awards. And it's all anchored by their personal promise to follow through on every single thing they tell a client. Okay, let's pull all these pieces together. We've looked at the deep experience, the clear strategy, the tangible results, and the people-first culture. What you get is the profile of an executive who is absolutely ready to step in and make a big impact. So, to sum it all up, this candidate delivers on 4 key fronts. Number 1, proven revenue growth, because they're a strategic leader who knows how to build lasting relationships. 2, total operational command, thanks to that deep cross-departmental knowledge. 3, true team empowerment, because they invest in their people. And finally, market agility, sharpened by years of success in the competitive Northeast, with some of the biggest brands in the world. For more information on this candidate, please reach out to Scott Fisher on LinkedIn or contact us directly via email at leadwithpurpose@opexcellence.net.